Hi, hello everybody. Tried to go live a minute ago and it didn't work, so hopefully this works. How is everybody doing? Happy Sunday night. Happy 90 Day Fiance. Dee Dee, I am here. Where are you? Hi everybody. Welcome. Everybody, Dee Dee is back after a week of being gone because she decided to go on a cruise. So I just want to make sure everybody shows how much disgust they feel for her when she joins because she just left us. I think that she should have to answer to you guys. Hi, Illinois. Hello. I was in Illinois. I was in Chicago not that long ago. Well, hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Well, I'm glad to be back.
Well, you were gone for a while, so
Yes, I left you in the dust. I was like, bon voyage.
hi, coast to coast teacher. Yeah, you left us. You went on a cruise, so we're happy to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
And you're in Georgia, which is funny because I just saw you today in Florida. So
Yeah.
really crazy.
Hey,
Hi.
Dee Dee. Welcome back.
Hello.
Dee.
Dee Dee has
Hi.
decided to join us.
I'm excited to have Dee Dee join us, especially because this was a disgusting episode. What the hell?
Yeah. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna be talking about cock rings, and yeah, this is gonna be fun. Dee, this is gonna be very uncomfortable for you, and I'm happy about that. I'm not mad.
I'm almost traumatized, and that takes a lot.
This episode, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was very short, not short, slow moving. I was bored through a lot of it. Devin and Nick got married. I didn't see anything that I disliked about the wedding. It was just boring. You know, I thought that it was nice. I thought that it was nice the way that they honored his culture. I thought the location was nice. I thought her dress was nice after she had her little tantrum, but I was just really fighting just to stay awake. You know, their storyline just didn't do it for me. And I think I tweeted out earlier today in the episode, I was like, TLC, you know, between him calling her piggy and her dress being the wrong color, that was all we were working with. And yeah, Portuguese Princess, I saw that DM. I didn't get to respond, but I saw you were like, this is the most boring episode. And I was like, I agree with you. You know, there wasn't a lot to keep the interest. You know, I wanted to get up and go get more alcohol. And usually during a good episode, I don't usually get up. You know, I'm like stuck to my couch. I was like, oh, well, they're getting married. I don't really want to see that. I'm going to go get my drink. You know, so it was hard to get through, but I did feel that Rob and Sophie gave us some drama, so I don't want to get into that first. I want to wait a little bit. So I want to talk about what we talked about. I think what we talked about with Devin and Nick, that's it, right? Like, do you really want to talk about anything else?
Yeah, they didn't even really, why were they even on the show? I mean, then it wasn't even drama. It was just maybe 2 minutes of them worried about if his parents was going to accept her, and other than his parents, I mean not his parents, but her parents confronting him about calling her piggy. Other than that, that was it.
All I have to say is the venue was beautiful and genius idea about the sunset helicopter ride. The end.
Holy shit. That helicopter ride was the most interesting and cool thing that happened in their whole storyline. Yep. When they walked out to the helicopter, I was like, holy shit, I am actually excited to see this. Like, of everything that they have put us through, the piggy situation, the dress, her parents not liking him or not liking her, but actually liking her. Like, that was the most interesting part of the whole thing. And then I tweeted out, let this be the last that we see of Devin and Nick. Not for like reasons that I don't like them or anything, but just I don't want to be subjected to their love. You know, we watch this show for Jasmine, Angela. You know, we watch it for the chaos. So they love each other. There's no reason for us to continue following that, right? Like if they're gonna be happy,
they're a cute little couple together.
Right? Go be happy in Arizona, or not Arizona, in Arkansas, and leave us out of it, right? Leave us out of it.
Yes.
It's over. Moving on.
Okay, so I want to talk about.
That's not drama for us. We need the drama. We need drama. We need to like be on the edge of our seats. Like, give us more.
Yeah.
I need some fighting. I need some. So let's go to Miami because we didn't get a lot of Jasmine and Gino, so this won't be a lot. But we saw Gino basically doing foreplay on Jasmine on the beach, and I just felt really bothered by the scene. I don't know. I just felt like, what about the people who were on the beach that actually just wanted to go to the beach that day,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to see like Gino like doing foreplay on his fiance on the beach? I felt like this is a bit much because I was like, if I was walking by, okay, so there was a tweet. I don't want to not credit the person. I don't remember who said it, but they said, does anyone get the feeling that the producers that work for 90 Day Fiance used to work in the porn industry?
Yeah.
And it makes sense because they overly sexualize as many scenes as possible to the point where we're a bit uncomfortable, right? We're a little bit uncomfortable, and I think that's their goal. But this one really was kind of vulgar for the public beach. Like usually Jasmine and Gino are in their apartment or in their hotel. You know, it was very open for them to be doing that. And I felt a little bit uncomfortable. I was like, this is a bit much for me.
Yep.
Well, can we talk about, okay, I don't know who did her butt implants or whatever the heck she got done, but she has got an ugly ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's ugly. It is lopsided. It's ugly. It's not even round. It looks like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
Now, we talk about the fact that Jasmine watches this show and she stole our line, but all credit to Dee Dee. But she wants to punch his family in the face. Bitch, you can't use that. That's hardcore Dee Dee.
Carl, me and you were talking about that because she started stealing our lines like a couple of weeks back. Well, probably about a month now. Well, not a month, but like right after we started talking about wanting to punch her in the face. Yeah. Now all of a sudden she's stealing our lines, talking about wanting to punch people in the face. She uses it all the time now. Yeah. No, ma'am, that belongs to me and Carl and George.
Yep.
So
throw in the I sacrifice this bullshit. You don't get to use that. You don't get to use that anymore. You already used it once. It's played up. Done deal.
What do you feel about her saying that Gino's family can't come to the wedding? I'm just curious because you both are married, right? So like when it comes to the other person's family, you don't really get to tell them what they can and can't do. Or can you? I'm not married, so I just want to know, like, she's saying that they were interrogating her when they met her and they made her feel uncomfortable. Is that a reason why that she can say they can't be present at the wedding?
I didn't want my mother-in-law at mine, but she was there.
So if you would have gotten your way, her ass would have stayed at home.
I would have never made my husband. I would have never said his family can't be there. Did I want her there? No, but I would have never made that an option.
Interesting. Carl.
Dude, I'm petty. You know what I'm saying? I'm petty. So I would have been like, yeah, let them come on, let them come, and then I want them to sit in the front row because they don't like me, just to put it in their face, and I'd be grinning ear to ear, putting it in their face.
Then you'd punch them all in the face, Jasmine.
But what if they would have said, like, I object? Like, what if they would have caused problems?
Then they would have got punched in the face.
Done deal.
I'm a firm believer of if you don't believe in what I'm doing, don't show up. So, like, don't come to my wedding or don't come to my event to hate on me. I'm a firm believer in if you don't believe in it. Like, for instance, I've had family members, I'm not going to get specific, that got married. I didn't believe in it, so I didn't go. I was invited. I didn't believe in it, and I didn't go. And I'm just going to say this, those people aren't married anymore. So I wasn't wrong. Yeah. But I felt like since I didn't believe in the union, I didn't respect the union, there was no reason to bring my negative energy around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like if you don't want that to happen, don't go and just bring your negativity to someone's good day. Because even if they're getting married and they're happy and they're going to end up divorced or whatever, don't bring your negativity into that. I feel like energy is very strong and powerful. And I do feel like you can go and ruin people's situation or day or event just by you being there and being negative.
If I don't believe in the union, I'm packing my negativity and bullshit in a bag and I'm hopscotching in.
You're going?
You
really?
Bet. You bet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, me too. I would show up and I'd be grinning from ear to ear.
Yep, I'm skipping rope all the way in.
I don't know if I would go. Like I told you, I've skipped weddings before because I just didn't believe in it, and I was gonna probably say something or give off. You know, Dee Dee, we were talking about this today. My face would have given off something, right?
Yeah.
My face usually gives me away, and I'm like, oh, I'm happy for you, but my face will tell you something else.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even go.
Yep. I get it.
Yeah, like my face was giving away a lot of stuff today, so.
Yeah, Dee Dee has like this angry face. It's really funny. She's like, she sits there and everybody is like talking and fine, and she's like, I'm like, Dee Dee, are you good? Are you good? You don't look okay. And she's like, I'm fine.
Don't ask. I'm fine.
It was a whole thing. Yeah, TJ, it was a whole thing, right? So we're gonna watch, because she said that she's gonna give them one more chance or whatever BS, and say, and if they annoy her once again, that she's gonna kick them out of the wedding. But the drama in their storyline, there would have to be there to start drama, because that's how we've gotten hooked on Gino and Jasmine's drama. They're going to be there. So Gino's gonna propose officially in the upcoming episodes, and then she's gonna feel obligated to tell him who paid for her left ass cheek. So we're gonna finally get her to come clean on, you know, where that ass cheek came from, who paid for it. But did you catch that she, in the preview, she said he loaned me the money? She didn't say loaned before, right?
No.
I don't remember her saying loan. I thought she said that he gave me the money at first. Now it's a loan. But my question, this might be irrelevant, does a loan make it different? Because if he would have paid for the butt, that means that he has ownership in the butt. If he only loaned her the money, once he's paid back, he's whole again. Does that make it any better or no?
You shouldn't be going to your ex for money anyway. For anything.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
So
I agree with you 100%.
Imagine calling up one of my exes and being like, gosh, I really want a boob job, but I only have enough for the right one. Do you think you could float me $5,000?
I would tell
also,
my ex.
you're never going to see it, so.
I would tell my ex, well, have fun with your one big boob, right? Because I'm not giving you any money. No, have fun with your one massive boob and then your other not massive boob. That's your issue, and I'm not a part of it, and I'm not giving you a dime. Right? That's exactly how I say. But I don't know. When she said that it was a loan, I was thinking like, because you could take a loan out from a bank. You can get a payday loan. I was like, so let's remove the fact that he's her ex. If it's a loan, I don't know. In some weird way, I see it as less severe. Because if she pays him back, it means that he's whole again and he's not in the picture anymore. Or am I just looking at it differently?
I just think she's spending child support on it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. That's why he's still in the picture. You know, me and Car's been saying this from when we put two and two together. Like her sister is not her sister, that's her daughter. And he's still in the picture because he's her father.
I mean,
and we already know that he banged her head up against the headboard and gave her the money, so
that's exactly what happened. Is they were having sex, they were doing it doggy style, and he's like, damn, that ass is flat. Here's a couple of grand. Go get yourself a new one.
Well, it wasn't enough. So she had to supplement it with Gino's wedding dress money. And then she said she had some savings. So then she balanced out the butt. So, and I wanted to comment on something you said, Dee Dee. You said that her ass looks strange.
It's awful.
I've seen a lot of BBLs, and none of them seem to be proportionately correct. Have you guys noticed that women don't?
Even when they're not proportionately correct, they're not chunky. Why is hers chunky?
I did notice, it didn't look, in my opinion, it looked like the shots. It didn't look like
it looks like somebody spread the crack, stuffed some wash rags in there, stitched it up.
That's terrible. That's terrible. She doesn't have her kids. Why is she getting child support? Oh no, TJ, we're talking about her sister daughter. Is that what we call her, sister daughter?
Yeah,
sister daughter.
Her sister.
TJ, we think that Dane is the sister's biological dad, and that the daughter is, or the sister is Jasmine's daughter.
Yeah, because their relationship is really hard to explain, right? It's hard to explain why they're still so close and why she need to be in the same building with him. There's a lot of unanswered questions, so that's our theory with it. We just feel like there's no reason why they need to be that close unless there's like a child in common or something. Okay, so I want to jump over to Clayton and Annalie because Clayton took a trip to San Diego to meet Cameron, which is his best friend of 13 years. So first question, do you guys have a friend that you've known for a really long time that you've never met in person?
No.
No? Dee, no? So it's weird, right? Like, I found it to be weird. I mean, 13 years is a really long time to be close with someone. And then he asked him to be his best man and was like, I'm glad you said yes because I don't have any other friends. Like, he literally is like, I don't have anyone else to ask. And I'm thinking, it's crazy because this meeting never would have happened if Annalie wouldn't have forced him to go and meet him. And I was thinking, maybe he has like some sort of social anxiety because he was like, oh, me going to this restaurant and us doing this is like out of character for me. And I was like, I wonder if he has like one of those social disorders where being out in public, being around people, interacting with people bothers him. And I feel like that's something that Annalie probably wanted to know ahead of time because I think she's social. She wants to be social. She wants to meet people. She wants to go out. And I think that this trip that he took is like a one and done thing. He's not going to be doing this. He looks really uncomfortable. And I just feel like there's more to it. It's not just that they never got around to meeting. I think it's something deeper than that.
Well, I mean, he's another Pedro. He stays on the games all the time.
But even Cameron had a girlfriend, right? I feel like even Cameron, they do the same thing, but even he's a little more out of the shell. Like he had a girlfriend to bring that he's met in person and they do things together and he was fine going to the airport to pick him up. And then, I don't know, it was just, I get the gaming thing and I get like it takes away that human interaction, the headset and talking, because it gives you the illusion of talking to people and being social without leaving your room. And I think that illusion really does cloud the minds of people. They think that, oh, this is a normal friendship. This is a normal interaction with people. It's not. We have to interact with real people. That is how it works. You know, that's how it's been since the beginning of time. Child development has been proven with children that are homeschooled and children that go to actual school. Their development socially is a lot more advanced than the children who didn't go to and be around other children. Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, other kids are cruel and there's bullying. Let me just say this. I was bullied in school and I feel like it made me like stronger and have thicker skin, and I feel like it was necessary. Because as an adult, if you're soft, you're not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I know people are like, oh, we need to end bullying, but I feel like bullying is kind of like a part of childhood and growing up. This is gonna get people are gonna DM me about this. But I think going through a little bit of negativity and stuff makes you stronger and it makes you a person with thicker skin who can get through a lot more. Because as an adult, we go through a lot of craziness, right? And I feel like if you didn't go through something to toughen you up, you're going to have a hard time.
I'm going to get some one too, because I freaking hate this guy.
Clayton?
Yes. Everything about him makes my fucking skin crawl.
Really?
I cannot stand him.
So is it like a creepy vibe or just like, I hate you?
It's the creep level 7,000. I would
really
never with my daughter, with my niece, with my cousin. I would never leave him alone with a child, first and foremost.
Really?
Second of all, the way he talks is just disgusting. Okay, he didn't run to her at the airport, but he runs to his best friend. First of all, red flag. Okay.
Yeah.
The way he's all over her all the time, but talking about not getting sex. This is why you're not getting laid, buddy. This is why. You're an idiot and you can't keep your damn mouth shut. You're disgusting. You can't pull up your pants. Your house is gross. Everything about this guy makes me sick. Like, he just makes me sick. And then when he told the server that he had to have a virgin drink because he's living his life as a virgin. I wanted to punch him so hard in the fucking nuts that he was coughing him up.
Well,
like, I'm pissed over this guy. I am just pissed.
I felt that shaming her was very distasteful, right? Like, I felt like that's a personal conversation that you need to have. And they've had the conversation, and she's already made it very clear to him when she's ready. It's going to happen when she's ready. And I feel like the creep vibe comes in because it's like she told you she's not ready, and then you're pushing her. No does mean no. Yeah. And it's like, you're not entitled to sex because y'all are in a relationship. It's still her choice, right? Yeah. There are people who are married, and if the wife says y'all aren't having sex that night, y'all aren't having sex that night. They've been married long time. You're just not getting it. It's still part of her choice of whether or not she wants to entertain you. And I feel like he's treating her as though she owes it to him. And I think that's what bothers me, because he's like, well, I should be getting it, or we should be. And I'm like, but it's her decision. Just because she agreed to date you.
His friend said, you're in trouble now. He says, what is she going to do? Not have sex with me some more? Like,
yeah, I caught that.
Guy.
Who would want to have sex with him anyway? I mean, his mom is in the same room as they are, in the closet.
Well, he was arguing that when he rented the Airbnb in Indiana, that was the perfect opportunity for
He doesn't have an argument. There is nothing in this world that makes him desirable to any woman out there.
But, okay.
Disgusting.
Do you think Annalee's unattraction, I don't know if that's a word, disattraction to him happened once she got here, or do you think that it existed before?
Both. I think that she lost attraction to him after she slept with him on accident. There's no way she slept with him on purpose. And then
do you think that the housing situation and how he's living has anything to do with it? Because we saw that Sophie and Rob.
Yeah. He's nasty. He's nasty. Like, gross.
I think that when they were on vacation, they were probably staying in hotels, and they were probably doing a lot. Their activities were much different. Because I'm sure when he was over there visiting her, or wait, did he ever visit her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's he proposed to her over there.
I'm assuming that when they were over there, it was different, and the hotels were clean, and he was taking her out, and he was pretending to be social. You know, when you're courting someone, you are on your best behavior, and you're acting as though
he's an American on vacation, and most of these people in other countries see money, money, money. A green card and money. So I'm sure he put off that vibe or whatever, if the guy even has a freaking vibe. Like, yes. I'm so disgusted by this human. Like, I watched this scene, but I've never wanted to shut it off in the middle of somebody so bad. I've never wanted to shut it off in the middle of Big Ed or Angela or any of their sick bullshit. But listening to this guy actually pissed me off. He is a freaking creep.
He was nickying Annalee. Yes. Nikki, the way she hounded Justin Igor for sex, it was the same thing. And it's interesting because we were just talking about how this is a two-way thing. It's not just if a man is pressuring a woman can also pressure a man. And we've actually seen both variations on this season. We saw Nikki literally hounding him, literally like pouncing on him. And then we see Clayton trying the same thing, like literally trying to set up situations and set up ways to, and then even shaming her publicly. Like, to tell the waitress she won't have sex with you is insane. That is an insane thing.
Was like, I wouldn't either. High five, girl.
Well, right. Like, why would she want to? If this is the way that you treat her in public, and then in front of Cameron, who, I don't care. He's a stranger to everybody, right? And then his girlfriend is a stranger to everybody. Like, if you're going to shame me in front of people, we're not going to be doing anything. You're lucky if we're going to leave in the same car, right? Like, you're lucky if we're even going to talk to each other after this.
She's literally crying.
She was packing her stuff, and she looked like she was going to leave. So how do you feel? Do you think she's really going to leave?
I hope so. I hope she leaves like her feet are on fire.
Well, she made the comment that she would what how she said goodbye dogs, never to see you again.
Yeah.
Or goodbye forever or something like that.
Oh yeah, she did, right when she was packing her stuff. And this was like the day before they were supposed to get married, right? It seemed like they were gonna get married the very next day, and she was like, I hope I never see you again or whatever. So I think, but it's interesting because 90 Day Fiance posted a video a few days ago from this episode. It was like a preview, and I commented on it and I said Annalie is the only thing Annalie is attracted to in Clayton is the green card. And she responded back and she said, you do realize that there are other ways for me to get to America other than a K-1 visa, right? And I said, yes. But I was like, but you're here on one. And she said, why don't you keep watching? You don't know that. So I'm interested in what that meant, because the only way you can be filming on the show is if you have a K-1 visa in process. So I'm assuming maybe she had another visa situation pending, so she didn't really take the Clayton situation seriously. So I don't know.
She's not with him because she loves him.
No, not a chance. And it's funny because she kept arguing with me back and forth on the post. She's like, why do you think that, everybody wants to go to America? And I was like, I didn't say that. But I said, you happen.
I would have attacked her.
Why you didn't tell her to inbox me and Cara?
Yep.
Well, no, all I said was, I didn't say that everybody wants to come to America, but I did say you happen to be in America with a man you don't love. It's like, that's all that I'm saying. I'm saying and commenting on what I see. You're not here on a student visa. You're not here on a tourist visa. You happen to be here on a visa with a man that you can't stand. That's what I can see, and you can't deny it. She didn't deny that she couldn't.
He makes it very obvious. Even tonight, whenever he was like hugging on her, trying to give her a kiss, she would like give him ugly faces. Like she don't want to be touched by him. She's disgusted by him, and she is letting everybody see it.
I thought she was. Now that I know she's going after you, I hate her too. So.
Wait, you hate Annalie too?
Now I do.
Well, I thought it was interesting how she was so triggered. I comment on everything. I'm like a comment ninja. I'm everywhere. So the fact that, and she's just going back and forth, comment. I was like, chill. Like, I'm just commenting on what I saw them film you do. I'm not lying on you. This is literally what we all saw. You happen to be here in America on a K-1 visa with a man that you would rather be 1,000 miles away from you. Like, I'm just saying what I see.
Like I always say. What have I always said? The guilty dog barks first.
That's true. If you she was.
You tag me and Didi in that shit. We'll get her.
Yeah.
I'll go and I'll tag you because she don't like me. She was just going back, and I was just like, I'm not going to argue, but I'm not going to back down either because I see what I see, right? Yeah. I call it like I see it. And I see you over here with a dude you don't like. This is exactly what I see. And it's like, if you had a tourist visa or if you had a student visa, I wouldn't be looking at you on my TV, right? I wouldn't be looking at you. I wouldn't even have anything to comment on. Okay, so Black Ashley and Manuel are looking to get married. They're like going
I can't even smile at any of these. Like, I want to be like, oh, but all of these just, I'm so pissed off over tonight.
Yeah, I was more angry than anything watching this episode. And I think really for the Manuel and Ashley situation is her sister, her mom, everybody is warning her like, hey, this is dysfunctional. You don't get along. You fight. When he's upset, he runs away and disappears. You don't know where he is. You don't know who he talks to. You don't even know why he's here. Because I tweeted out earlier, I was like, this man could literally be over here for literally any reason and we would never know because he's a scammer. Like and then the mom is like, well, let me just talk to him. I was like, well, that does nothing. Scammers don't tell you that they're scammers, right? Yeah. Like he's never gonna say, no, I don't love your daughter. I want a green card. He's never gonna say that. There's no purpose in talking to someone because they're never going to tell you the truth. And I think the most irritating part of it all is even Ashley knows that this isn't gonna work out because she's like, well, we have faith in God. And I was like, God isn't a part of this. Like, your faith isn't a part of this. You should be with him because you know it's going to work, not because you think maybe possibly he might change. Like, she's dodging red flags like condoms at a prom night. Like, it's like at this point getting crazy, right? Like, at some point she's like literally like a linebacker. She's dodging
Yeah.
the red flags. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. And it's like, at this point, I want her to get married because I want her to get used. Because at this point, I don't even feel bad for her anymore. I don't even want to help her. I just want her to see what he's really up to and learn from her mistakes and move on. Because everybody has warned her, like, this man doesn't love you. He is here for one reason only.
I hope they marry just so I can watch her walk through a hurricane with her freaking crystal crown. I hope that thing weighs 25 pounds.
She gonna need more than a crystal crown by the time he's done with her.
Oh my God.
And then she's explaining to us what quartz is. Like, we were born yesterday and never heard of like stones. Because I was like, you don't need to explain to me what this.
Nobody glues that shit to a headband and calls it a freaking crown. Nobody.
She also didn't look like a mermaid either, right? Like, I didn't see the mermaid. Did you see a mermaid?
Please tell me where she looked like a mermaid coming out of the ocean.
She said
a
that
sexy mermaid at that. I mean, please show me.
Did she say the sea queen? Did she say the sea queen? Because
yes.
when she said that, is it wrong that I thought of the sea queen from the Disney movies, the Ursula chick?
That's what I thought of, Ursula.
Yeah, and I was like, so that's what you want to be? You want to be the evil sea chick from the movie? I was like, that's your goal? Like, I don't even have to make fun of you. You're doing it for me. You're doing my job. Like, can you, like, leave my job to me? Like, can I do it?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Sam and Citra because, and then we're gonna hop on the sex shop subject, but we gotta finish up with Sam and Citra first. So she's been in the U.S. They got 14 days. They got 2 weeks to get married. And so, do you remember when we were watching Sam preparing and he was like cleaning up and sweeping and everything? How come when she got to his house, it looked like he had never cleaned it? Like his room.
I'm sure it was just one little square that he was cleaning for the camera.
It had to be. And can we discuss his car? Like,
that is interesting.
Burn it.
What in the hell is going on? Whose car looks like that? It looked like that car was involved in a homicide and it had sat like at the impound lot for like a few years, and then somebody bought it in an auction, and that's exactly how it looked when they got it. Like, who lives like that? I was afraid that they were going to be cleaning and there was going to be like a raccoon that just jumped out and bit them. Yeah. Like, it was horrible.
Why didn't he clean that before he picked her up?
I wonder when men do things like this, if they've ever met a woman. Because I've never met a woman who didn't appreciate a clean house, a clean car, and a clean bathroom. I've never met one. This is literally like necessities for a woman. You don't have to have like $1 million. You don't even have to be attractive. But she expects you to have a clean damn house, a clean car, and a clean bathroom. If you can't, kitchen is one too. But women will take that as a loss and they'll clean it for you. But like those other parts of the house in your bedroom, those need to be done. That's you as a man. Those are your responsibility. Absolutely. She is not going to do that for you.
His brother's room was more clean than his room.
Yeah. With a toddler bedspread even. Is his brother 4?
I saw it. I don't know. I'm assuming not, but possibly yes. I don't know.
I just can't with people.
So he's gonna, we can't even get to the conversion part because apparently he just told her about the diversion situation and he could be facing jail time. I'm assuming this is being hyped up because I'm sure TLC wouldn't have filmed him if they thought he was gonna be arrested and put in prison. So I'm assuming this is hyped up. I'm assuming he's gonna get probation. That's what my assumption is. But we have to just be honest and wonder, is probation good? Because he already got in trouble for having this Suboxone. Am I saying that right? Suboxone. Not in a bottle. So it's like probation might be bad because and I'm still confused.
Also tonight, did you catch that he said when he's talking to the dad, he said he doesn't know if he'll get probation or diversion or anything because it's a felony. Having your medication outside of a prescription bottle isn't a felony. It's not okay, but it's not a felony.
And I also was wondering, why couldn't he report to court with documentation that he was prescribed? And wouldn't they just say, I don't know how this works. Like, would they make it go away, or is it just so serious?
He wasn't prescribed that. there's no way he was prescribed it, or it would have been in the original bottle.
Well, right. That's in my opinion, because I know that people have made mistakes. I've seen people that accidentally brought guns through the TSA or whatever,
Right.
and they were able to, you know, tell the judge the situation, and they didn't get thrown in prison because, you know, good and well they should be in prison for that. So I was like,
but what the people that you know that have done this don't have prior criminal charges with that exact thing. So he's got drug charges with opioids, and he's in trouble for the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, you know what? You did say that, because I was like, when you do something once, twice, three times, the people are gonna look at it as this isn't a misunderstanding.
Yeah,
you know, like it's a misunderstanding usually happens once and then it doesn't happen again. Pattern is where you keep doing the same exact thing and make an excuse. That's a pattern.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I was just. Oh, I thought you said that. So they're supposed to be bringing her dad and sister over, and then she's worried because the dad is gonna probably tell her to go back to Indonesia, and it kind of seems like she wants to go because he said, "If I would have told you this before, would you have come?" And she couldn't answer that. She was like, "I don't know." And then he was like, "Are we okay?" And I was like, pet peeve of mine, when you tell somebody something horrible and you immediately say, "So are you good?" Can you at least give people enough time to process the fact that you lied to them or you did something horrible? Like, I don't like that. It's like people are like, "Well, I need to tell you, but I need you to forgive me like right now." People don't have to forgive you right now or ever. So that really bothered me because he was like, "Well, are we good now?" And she's like, "No, I need to process the fact that you're a goddamn liar." Like, no, we're not good. Like, I need to reanalyze what I'm doing right now because now I'm here with somebody who's probably going to be in jail. And how does that work? Who's going to take care of her? He's her sponsor. If he's in jail, she can't work. So how is this going to work? How is she going to eat? Right? Like, how is she going to live?
Especially because the dad gave me creep vibes right out of the gate. So she's not going to hang out there.
Did you hear him? He was like, "Well, first of all, I'm impressed. She's really beautiful. It's going to be nice to see her around the house." I was like, who the hell says that?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say.
Yep. He's a total
creepy.
The whole I mean, he's just as creepy as Clayton.
Yeah.
He made so many sex comments. His horniness, "I'm so horny, I've got blue balls, blah, blah, blah." Constantly. Then they finally wash this nasty ass car and he says, "I feel like my car's getting laid." Shut the hell up. Just shut up.
What is with these teenage hormones on these people? It's like,
it's awful.
And the fact that he knows that she can't do anything, and then she's like trying her hardest because, I don't know, and for some weird reason she doesn't seem disgusted by him.
So it hasn't come out blind yet.
Because I'm like, why isn't she pulling away when he gets too close? Because Anna Lee knows what's up. She's like, "Don't get too close to me." But like, Citra seems to still be like, "Oh, you want to hug me? Okay." Like, she's not like trying to like get the hell out of my space yet.
She's a smart one. She's not making it as obvious that she just wants the green card.
Yeah.
So wait, do you think that her goal is to get a green card? Do you think that? Because some people were saying that Citra really likes him or really loves him. So how do y'all feel about that?
She needs a green card.
Yeah.
Really? That's so much work to make somebody
come. From what I've seen so far, I've got green card vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, and her dad and sisters and stuff are coming over. It's kind of like she wants to bring the family over. I get those vibes. Like, it's her sister, her dad, like she wants to bring, it's like a family affair, you know, like it's like, I'm going to get over here and then I'm going to get y'all over here. Because before she could even like sleep her first night, her family was already like damn near on the way to come too.
Question. Okay, how is her family coming over? If she had to come over on a K1 visa, how is it that her family is coming over that fast?
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know. You're right, because tourist visas are not approved instantly or overnight. So the fact that they were able to align the approval with the K1 is very interesting. Because I know tourist visas, you know, you could, within a 30 to 45-day period you can get an approval. But
Yeah.
maybe
Because she got there the first morning, and then she's saying that her dad and sister's going to be there the next morning. So
yeah.
that's just on her second day they're going to show up. Like, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Portuguese princess, that's a good point. Her dad is a police officer, and I'm wondering if working in some sort of form of government or law enforcement has anything to do with how quickly things are processed. You know how in America, if you know a certain person, you know, like I know in Louisiana when I grew up, my dad was a constable, like in the police department, and you know, he had ways of making tickets and stuff disappear. You know,
Right.
like it's just who you know. So I'm wondering if you're onto something, Portuguese princess, maybe his job and his standing in his where he is in his community has something to do with how, you know, making a call and having something pushed forward faster. You know,
Very well could be.
I mean, it has to be something because aligning the approval dates to that within a few days of each other is impossible. I just don't know how you would go about doing that because first of all, K1 visas are randomly approved. You can wake up one day and it's approved, or you can wait 9 months. You know, it's completely random. So the fact that it was aligned is interesting, but like I said, he's a cop. And when you're a cop, you seem to know judges. You know people around who have power. So, or they applied right when they knew she was coming. Well, yeah, it's possible because when you apply and you're approved, I think you have a certain amount of time to leave. So they could have applied when she applied for the K1 and have been approved for a while, and they're now just using it. I think it doesn't expire for like almost a year, right? Before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you have 6 months to a year to use it. Like you're approved, and then you only have so many days that you could stay in the country, but you don't have to like leave the next day. So yeah, that's an option as well. They could have applied when he applied for the K1, and then they got their approval first because obviously the K1 would take longer than a tourist, and then they waited for her dates, and then they booked it. But
he don't look like somebody that makes enough money to be able to bring 3 people over.
No.
Well, I think he only needed to make enough to bring her over for the process, and we know that he works 2 jobs, and one of them is at Amazon, and I know Amazon does pay like 20-ish an hour, so it's like, and I don't know if you have to have been on the job a certain amount of time or it's just how much money you make at the time. Because he was working 2 jobs, maybe he just made sure he made enough for the approval process to bring her over. Because that came up too. Because isn't it $50,000 a year? Isn't that what Rebecca had to make to bring Zayed over? I think it was $50,000 a year.
Something like that. But I think you have to make a amount of money with, and his criminal history doesn't sound like it's a clean slate. So I don't know.
Well, see, that was also confusing because I was told by people that having felonies or criminal history, especially anything that has to do with fraud or drugs, is an automatic denial for a visa. Even like if he wanted to go over there, they would deny it, not just for her coming over here. So this whole story is weird to me. So I would love to know, you know, what the full story is.
They probably got to sponsor them.
But even the sponsor, I still don't think you will get approved.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. Like, we're going to have to do some research on it and find out. Oh, wait. I'm surprised it got... Yeah, I mean, unless he doesn't have a record.
He's got a record. He said he
I mean, this whole story, like, and I think, Kara, you said it, too, from the beginning. You were like, this story got so many holes in it. It's like we're looking at, you know, a street in... Yeah, like this is like Pothole City at this point. You were like, I can't see a straight line in this whole story. There's just holes everywhere, and I feel the same way. Nothing is adding up, and she doesn't wear any of the Islam attire. You know, she brought him a shirt to pray in. Yeah, where's her attire at?
Right, but she's
like,
wearing
I'm so confused. Like everything about this is making me question validity.
She's wearing a tank top and shorts in a house with 3 men. So, yeah,
that's true.
It's not right.
Yeah, that none of it's making. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about this couple neither, because like with why are they even on here? Like just with the ones that just got married, why were they even on here? It's like we seen them what 2-3 times, and that was it.
Yep, they need to
Oh,
go.
Devin and Nick. Yeah, I was confused. Well, I tweeted out, I was like, I wish that Sharp would do better. TLC would do better because Devin and Nick were definitely a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, I'm not trying to be rude. Like I said, I think they love each other. I think they're lovely people. I just don't want to watch them. There wasn't enough drama. There wasn't enough going on. And it's funny because normally, you know, they book as much drama as possible for the show. Like we're talking about Sam and Citra right now. There's enough drama in this story to go around. So it's like we see Devin and Nick and we're like, well, whose decision was that? Did somebody fall through at the last minute and you needed something right then and there? Like what happened? Like why would you include that with Nikki and Igor and all this drama? Then you're gonna put these two people in. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that's really even giving us any kind of drama is Igor and Nikki and Jasmine and Gino.
Yep.
No,
And
you're
Rob.
right. Yes,
What?
Rob.
Rob
Okay,
and
so
Sophie, they're just
let's get into
that's
that.
not enough drama for me. I like the
So,
I like the drama.
so let's get into the duvet. Because tonight there was a big argument about the duvet. A duvet is the thin blanket, right? Yes, the thin blanket.
It's the wrap that goes around your comforter.
The thin one though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the comforter is the thick one. The duvet is the thin one. I have one. Yo, does everyone have a duvet? All
Pretty
of us?
much.
Okay. So she woke up and she said she wanted a duvet and it sparked a problem. Did you notice that whenever Sophie asked for basic human needs that a person would just need to live, Rob gets pissed the fuck off? I'm sorry, I should have said that. He gets pissed the hell off, right? And it's like, she's just asking for basic human needs. And what bothers me about the situation is he knew that she was coming and he knew that she was going to need things because she can't work. And then what pisses me off even more, when she asks for basic human necessities, right? She's not asking for a Chanel purse. She's just asking for a goddamn. He's like, well, where's your mother's money? Where's all this money? And I'm like, bro, you brought her here. You had time to prepare. The K-1 visa does not get approved overnight. You had time to go and work, save money, and prepare for her. You did not do that. So the fact that you want to punish her because you didn't prepare for her, it really rubs me the wrong way. Like the way he's like, you just be asking for shit. She does. And I was like, I don't know if you've met a woman or if you heard about what marriage is. She's going to ask you for things.
Yeah.
Period. Especially during the point of time where she can't buy them or work herself. Like, and the fact that he's like, is this what marriage is? Abso-freaking-lutely. This is what marriage is. Marriage is a man and a woman living together and sharing the responsibilities of their household. That is exactly what marriage is. And it just, he really irritated me tonight. Like tonight, I just kind of looked at him as like emotionally and verbally abusive towards her. Because I was like, the way that you're making her feel bad for asking you for a basic human necessity, a sheet. Okay?
Yeah.
Like she's sleeping in a 1-bedroom room with no actual kitchen, no plumbing, with a big ass dog. And all she's asking you for is a blanket. Like she could ask you to move to an actual freaking apartment. And all she's asking you is, and it's like the way that he makes her feel like she's a horrible human being for needing necessities, it just got to me. I was just like, at this point, I just want him off my TV.
Yeah. Me too.
Portuguese Princess is like, he could have bought one off of Amazon. He could have bought one off of Amazon. They're not even expensive. Okay. Like, and it wasn't he was like, it's not the duvet. She's always asking for things. And I was like, she wouldn't be asking for so many things if you would have prepared for her ahead of time. Like, I love watching when the men take initiative. Like we watched Gino clean the house and he didn't take a lot of initiative because he still needed to buy stuff. But just take some initiative and clean up and buy things. Be proactive. Like if you're moving somebody into your house, think about their basic needs and necessities, right? Think about the fact that she might not want to sleep on your dirty, crusty sheets. She might not want to brush her teeth with the same thing you stuck in your mouth. She might not want to share the same blanket as your dog. Like just have a little bit of...
You might not want to use the same bathroom that everybody in your freaking complex is using.
Right. I mean, it's not even like asking for a lot. Just have some preparation for her arrival.
Yep.
Well, okay. let me see if you guys are with me on this. I think that she set that girl up to confront them about them being hot.
Oh,
Because
well, in my opinion, I thought it would be production did it. I don't think that Sophie and Rob knew that it was going to happen, but I think production set it up.
Yep.
And I think that okay, so now I have a question. I wasn't there yet, but now I have to know. Was Rob wrong? Don't get me wrong, Rob sucks. But was Rob wrong for not immediately saying no? He said, "I want to hear your answer." Was that unacceptable or not?
I agree with Rob. But first of all, I want to call management and tell them to fire that little bitch in the store.
Well, yeah, you.
Who the hell just? I don't care who you are, as an employee of any place, whether it be a sex store or not, you don't just invite yourself into a marriage or
I
into
know.
a relationship. You don't just do that.
I think Sophie set it up. I really think Sophie set it up.
Probably.
Because she wanted to see for herself what his reaction would be or what he would say to her. And since he didn't say anything, he said, "No, that's a question for you." And we already know why he said that because with
he
her
would do it. Right. So
she took it the wrong way, where she thought he was supposed to have been like, "No, I wouldn't do, I'm not going to do that. I'm in a relationship. I have a fiance." Well, since he didn't say that, she's taking it the wrong way, as in he would have done it.
See, I agree. I think she probably knew the girl that worked there and that was set up by her and production. I think it was set up by everybody except for Rob.
So here's my thought process. Rob knows now Sophie is bisexual. And I think in his mind, he was like, I'm going to let her make that decision because that would be in the bisexual realm of decisions for her,
right,
not for him. And not that I'm saying that it's okay, but I was looking at it as, because he did say when she told him, like, well, if we're doing that, we're both doing it. That's what he said. And I felt like he looked at it as, well, if I'm going to be marrying a bisexual woman, this is what we should be doing. And I think that was his thought process. And he didn't look at it as he was cheating on her because he knows that she would enjoy it because she's bisexual. And I don't know, I felt like, well, I want to ask your opinion. If you were in a marriage, one of you were bisexual, your husband was not, and a woman propositioned you, what would you expect your husband to say in that situation?
I'd expect him to stand back so I could beat her ass. Don't just invite yourself in.
So even being bisexual, you still would be like, don't be a hoe in front of my husband. Is that how you feel?
Absolutely. Like, that's something between you and your spouse. That's a decision you make.
Yeah.
That's a decision that the two of you would invite someone into. Yeah. But as soon as someone invited themselves in, so you're automatically going to think that person thinks your spouse is hot, whether it's male or female. Mm-hmm. Also, another part where I feel like Sophie was so wrong is if this is the case, and let's say it's not set up, but we know it is. This chick says, "You guys are hot. You're a hot couple." Sophie says, "Thanks, you are too." Rob keeps his mouth shut. Had Rob said, "Thanks, you are too," that would have started a whole nother fight. Why is it okay for her?
That's true. It is.
That's another reason why I think that she set it up.
Yep.
But it is true though, because you're right. If he would have said, "Thank you, you're hot too," she would have flipped out. Absolutely. It's almost like one of those lose-lose situations. No matter what he did in this situation, he was going to lose, right? I don't know. I feel like
I don't want to side with Rob ever because I think he's a douche canoe. But man, this guy, this guy is awful.
I feel that on this
side with Rob this time. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel like in this episode he was left up a creek without a paddle. I feel like no matter what he would have done, he wouldn't have been able to get out of this. And even him pleading the fifth still didn't work. No matter what if he would have said yes, I mean, he could have said no, and then he would have been okay. But how many men, cis men, who are with a bisexual woman are going to look at a attractive woman who wants to do that and say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, how many, knowing that his fiance is bisexual, and I think in his mind, he was like, well, I would be making her happy too, even though he wouldn't. She was pissed the hell off. But I think, you know, men are very simple. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know emotion. They just know action. So I just think that no matter what he would have done, he would have lost 100% in this situation. There's no win in it. And I think that Sophie clearly overreacted because she was like, I need you to say, I'm sorry for trying to have sex with other people. And he was like, well, see, I can't say that because I definitely didn't do that. And I actually was on his side. And it's like, you are trying to get him to admit to something he literally didn't do. He literally didn't proposition this girl. He didn't say yes. He didn't say no. He turned to you and said, hey, this girl is being a hoe. What are you going to do about it? And then she still got mad at him.
Yeah, but also another proof that this is ridiculously set up is who the hell, what kind of couple fights in any store? I don't care if it's a sex store or a grocery store. If you're fighting like that, somebody's going to step in. And even if they don't step in to break up the fight, they're going to say, get the hell out of my store. You're
and you got to be really careful with male and females fighting because people call the cops so quick. Yep. If they think the woman is in danger, like if they think, and he was being a little aggressive, you know, he's like moving around, yelling and shit. Like, you got to be really careful when people see that and they think that woman is in danger. They will call the cops on you so quick.
Yeah.
They'll be like, he looks angry and she looks scared. 911. Like,
yeah.
You're right. And who fights in a sex shop? That's like the one place where couples should be on the same page, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the one place that you should be happy and thinking of the future and what's going to happen later. So I think that she said something on this episode that was really interesting to me when they were at the brewery. She was like, I want to make sure that everything is okay and we're on track to get married.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if y'all are fighting.
He said 3 things, and I can't remember exactly what they were, but get the dress, get down the aisle, and get the wedding.
And get the wet. Yeah, and I was like, it's interesting because y'all have all of these massive issues that need to be taken care of, but you're set on, we got to get on track for the wedding. Yeah. And that was really telling for me because I was like, why would you marry somebody that you don't get along with? She keeps saying she doesn't trust him. She doesn't know how this is going to work. She doesn't know if he's going to stop cheating, but she's like, we got to get married. Yeah. That's weird to me because I was like, at this point, you should be looking.
That if they didn't get married, then she was going to get deported that day at the end of her green card. So they need to get married.
Right. Because it seemed like her goal is to not get deported. It's not to be in a happy relationship. It just seemed like she's like, well, if we don't have it together on the 91st day I get deported. It wasn't like we need to make sure we're in love so, you know, this relationship lasts. It wasn't any of that. It was like, if we don't have this together, I can't stay here. And that was really telling for me because I was like, you don't really, because she's not thinking about the future with him. She's thinking about her future here because the future does not have to be with him. It just needs to be the paper is signed and is stamped. That's what's important. And I found that it's funny because every now and then people let out their true intention by mistake. And it's funny watching the show because the people, they say it and they don't even catch it right away, but my ears catch it. My ears always perk up when I hear them say stuff like that because she's like, we really need to get our shit together because we need to get married. Yeah. And I was like, he just cheated on you. You just told him you were bi and y'all are fighting like 5 minutes ago over a sheet. Like, y'all don't need to get married. What are you talking about?
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy.
This sex shop scene though, like you said, it was highly, highly produced. I felt like there's a lot going on with that. I did like it though. I like the what if situations. I feel like when people do speed dating and stuff, they do a lot of these what if situations. And I feel like a lot of couples need to ask questions like this. What would you say if somebody propositioned us? And a lot of women want to know what the man would do if they weren't present. I think that's really important too. And I know that men are like, stop setting me up or stop testing me, but women test these men. Send a hot girl. I think didn't Jen do that to Rishi? Send a hot girl. I don't think she sent the hot girl though, but send a girl to your man and find out what he's saying when you're not present. Because let's say Sophie wasn't in the sex shop and Rob was in the sex shop and this girl walked up and said, "You're hot." What would Rob's reaction have been if she wasn't watching? And I think that's still important. And I think a lot of women are just like, "Oh, he would." Huh?
What?
He would have cheated.
Do you think that? I mean, because he clearly talks to women online all the time. So if a woman was to walk up the way this girl was being overly aggressive, obviously it's not real. But let's just say he was in a club or in, you know, somewhere where women are being a little more direct and somebody walked up like that to him, what would he have done? I think Sophie should worry more about that than marrying him. Like, I feel like that's really the real question.
Yep.
Yeah, Jen had her friend slide into his DMs. Yeah. She had him slide it. She had her friend slide into his DMs, and he was entertaining her. Remember that?
Yeah. But also, she had the super hot translator.
Wait, the what now?
The translator was young and pretty, and she was.
Oh, you mean with his family? Oh yeah, she was. And that was a nice little test too. I don't see anything wrong with testing people. Like the whole time when we were young and we're in school and we're testing us, there's nothing wrong with testing compatibility and trust with people. And I think a lot of people don't do it. They're like, "Oh no, I don't want to, you know, test them, or they won't think I trust them." There is nothing wrong with testing trust, especially when you're about to enter a relationship with somebody. I think that you should go out of your way to know what this person is doing when you're not looking or watching. Yeah. I think it's so freaking important.
Yeah, you have a very good point, George. And also, I think Rob secretly was wanting her to want to do something with that girl, because then he could get away with being with another woman, but he's not going to be getting accused of cheating.
Yeah.
You are 100% right. The only reason why he said let her answer is because he wanted her to say yes.
Yep.
You are 150,000% right. He obviously is a cheater. He cheats. So what's a perfect world for a cheater? A non-monogamous open relationship, right?
Yeah.
You can cheat and there's no consequence. It takes the sneaking out of it, because he's not even a good cheater. He does it and then he gets caught. But he's not even good at it. So the perfect situation would have been what she set up. A woman propositioning them and then Sophie saying yes, and then boom, he gets to have his cake, ice cream, pizza, and he gets to eat it all. That's exactly what he wanted. And Didi, I think that's why Sophie was so pissed off, because she could see the pattern of behavior hasn't changed. He still wants to sleep with other people. And I think that's why, because at first I was like, she's just being extra. But I think it's more so the fact that she knows that he cheats and he's done it before and he's never going to stop. And his reaction to that should have been no, knowing with his history of him lying and cheating on her. It should have been no.
Yeah.
Like I've always told y'all over and over again, time and time again, once a cheater, always a cheater. A cheater will never change.
Yeah, you did say they don't change their stripes. You did, because I actually debated with you, because I was like, well, what if they're really sorry and, you know, they were younger when they cheated, and you told me, nah, cheater is a cheater, and you've always believed that. And I mean, this is a proven fact that a tiger can't change his stripes, because even after getting into these arguments and fights with her, he cheated on her before she got here. He was sexting after she got, like, he's still doing the same thing. So it just rings true, Didi. These people are going to keep doing what they do.
I want to see how many people online come after the chick in the store.
No, see, I feel like they might. There was some stuff on Twitter, you know, people saying fire her.
I'm telling you, if I was in a store and it was a sex shop and I was with my husband and some bitch came up and said, "You guys are hot, you want to spice it up," I'd be in jail. So he might be spicing it up out there, whatever, because I probably wouldn't be coming home after that.
I don't know any store where you can work where you can proposition the customers. Like, I don't know any. I mean, you can't even do that if you work at a strip club. Like, there are laws, right? Like, there are laws.
Like, the associate or the two associates, they were so calm about it. Just standing there watching.
Like, they were acting like this is what they do on a regular basis. They proposition like this is actually a brothel, right? They were like, yeah, no one was like, her manager wasn't like, could you not like proposition the customers? Like, could you not solicit the customer? The manager was just looking like, cool, this is what we do. You know, like that was also interesting. But I don't believe it in a million years that that was real. I feel like production tried it and they failed because I don't believe it. I don't buy it. You know, I buy some stuff. I'm not buying this. What they're selling, I'm not buying.
Yep.
There's no way.
Been better drama if it would have been Gino and Jasmine.
Oh, man.
I feel Jasmine would have gotten arrested. Jasmine is, if some woman, it's funny because no woman would ever ask Gino. But still,
no woman's walking up saying, you're
right? No woman is willing to lose teeth over Gino. But I feel like if this situation would have happened, Jasmine would have beat the living crap out of that woman. And I would feel bad because she would only been doing what production asked her, right? And I feel like Jasmine would have destroyed her because Jasmine goes hard for Gino. Like, I feel like you would be physically in danger if you make this woman think you want her man. And I don't know if it's because she really loves him or she really wants a green card. I can't pinpoint it. But
a green card and she really wants his money.
Because she will hurt you. I feel like if you come in the way of either of those things that she wants, you are physically in danger. Like you said, if Jasmine was in that situation, this scene would have went differently with police and ambulance and all types of different. It would have went way different.
She would have blew the store up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she would have burned it down. That store would not exist anymore, and the people in it would have been fighting for their lives. Like, it would have been crazy. So, tomorrow we're gonna come back for The Other Way. This is part 3, the last episode.
The final episode.
The final episode.
We finally made it.
We made it.
This show in 1901.
This is gonna be, I think, episode 27, possibly. I think. Don't quote me. This is the last one, and we have to. There's more Danielle and Johan, but this is the Brandon and Mary episode because, as you know, we got nothing. The first 2 parts. So Brandon and Mary, and then there's a little more of Danielle and Johan. Apparently, she's gonna start reading emails like verbatim that she found from other women and all this stuff. So there's a little more drama. I don't know if it's gonna be as good as the first 2, but we're gonna finally close the chapter on The Other Way, and we're gonna get a break. So apparently next week, next Sunday is Christmas Eve. I haven't done my research yet. I don't know if they're gonna skip an episode next week. So I'm gonna check, and then I'm gonna post it on my story. I have to go at my DVR and see if it's recording. That's usually how I figure it out. So we might not be here next Sunday because it's gonna be Christmas Eve, right? Isn't that next Sunday? Yeah.
Yes.
So if they skip an episode, we won't be here. But possibly we might not be here anyway, depending on if people are traveling or whatever, family. We might have to wait a day or 2 before we get in there. So, you know, everybody has family coming in, or you might be going out and there's going to be a lot going on. So fingers crossed they're just going to skip a week and give us a little break. And then everything will be back the following week. Well, no, because then the following week would also be New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'll check my DVR and I'll post it on my story. So this is it for this recap. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, though. We're going to finish the Other Way. And any of the cast members from the show want to hop on tomorrow, that this will be the episode. So if you guys want to hear from the actual cast members, we're going to reach out and see if they want to come on. And if there's anything that they want to talk about that was not said on the tell-all, we'll give them that opportunity as well. Thank you for joining us, especially Dee Dee, who was literally in Orlando this morning, and now she's in Georgia. That's a lot. So I appreciate that. You're here with us tonight, so thank you for that. Thank you to Cara for always being on time. I appreciate you. And you, because you know me, I don't get out anywhere on time. So make sure you're following my co-hosts, my dream team, Cara and Dee Dee. They're tagging this video. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at George Mossey, GeorgeMossey.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, type in The George Mossey Show. And the Melanie Martin interview will be out this Friday. If you don't know who Melanie Martin is, she is Aaron Carter's ex-fiance and mother of his children. We're going to be talking candidly about their relationship. So if you want to talk, or if you want to listen to that, make sure you tune in this Friday. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you all tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.